Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Dr. Flo, not telling you what I heard, but what I know. What I know is that you're loved and lovable. You've always been loved and lovable, and you're going to be loved and lovable for the rest of your life. I forgot to cover my head before we started here, so it's just one of those days. Let's pull some cards, shall we? Ooh, there's some magic in our lives. Infinite creativity. And what else we got going on? Oh, our guidance system. All right, this is good. There's magic and miracles all around me. Where others see coincidence, I see evidence of life's synchronicities. I love filling life with wonder and magic. It's way more fun that way. There's magic and miracles all around me. Where others see coincidence, I see evidence of life's synchronicities. I love filling life with wonder and magic. It's way more fun that way. I also love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I'm feeling joy and doing things I love, like coming on to the live stream with Tara, and being my loved and lovable self, unbothered and in my joy and my freedom and in my peace and in my personal power, it just feels so great. And these emotions show me how close or far away I am from what I want. And when I'm feeling joy and doing the things I love, I'm in a state of allowing for my desires. And I notice when I'm feeling low vibrational thoughts and I shift them to release resistance. It's so good to know today that we can shift our thoughts for happiness. We can orient ourselves towards happiness. At any moment, I'm able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through, each one capable of blossoming into beautiful creations. At any moment, I'm able. Well, we could stop right there today, couldn't we? At any moment, I am able. That felt so good. At any moment, I am able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through, each one capable of blossoming into beautiful creations. We know today that we are beautiful creations. We know that from our theme of the week, patience, that we are in some pretty good divine timing for us. So we need not be afraid. We need not doubt that our future is bright and joyous and secure. And we need not be afraid to be our loved and lovable selves all day, every day. Because we understand and we know that we are loved and lovable. It is my honor and thrill today, after getting proper rest, to cover for Tara Praolo's studio as she is on FMLA presently, but also in the room with us, which means that even as a person who recently delivered a baby, she still does more than all of you. Tara was working on the mission even at the hospital. So we are all without excuse. We recognize that our energies and our love is infinite, and we often can give more than we think we can. But as she works her way and navigates her way into being a mom for the first time, it is a thrill for me to tap into the crown chakra on Saturdays, because this is all about our connection with our spirit. This conversation today, this energy that we share, is all about our connection with our spirit. In fact, I was delayed coming online today because I wanted to get this wonderful music playing, because the music playing as I speak with everyone helps me greater connect with my spirit. And a lot of us are using bird sounds. Tara and I were talking about this earlier. We're using bird sounds and 432 hertz frequencies and things to just bring ourselves into a calm, especially when so much of life is trying to trigger us in and out of all kinds of vibrations and feelings. We recognize from the card today that we're using the emotional guidance system and our emotions to let us know whether we're on the right track or if we're drifting into some uncomfortable territory. We recognize this to be true. And we also recognize that we have all the tools, including that one, to tap us in. So on Saturdays, after starting on Sunday in the root chakra with Poppy Water and Starlight Mystic, anchoring in the I am energy, we get to ascend and draw ourselves higher into the crown chakra on Saturdays. It's all about I know and I understand. And of course, you know that it's a full circle, because after you know what you understand and after you know what you know, you then get deeper in your I am. That allows you then to feel and do, love, speak, see, and understand more. And so if you've been with us for 30, 60, 90 days, and that's the challenge. If you can hang with us for 30, 60, 90 days, you'll see a radical shift in your life. We are having babies calmly. We are lifting dreams calmly. We are navigating all of the pressures of life that everyone else has calmly, because every 7 days we step through who we are, how we feel, what we do, how we love, what we're saying, what we're seeing, and what we know. Even with crust in our eyes. Even with crust in our eyes. So stepping through these 7 days and these 7 pillars and these 7 chakras is changing us from the inside out, because of the law of repetition and the law of hypnotic rhythm. And you can't step through these chakras and through these pillars for 7 days repeatedly and not see how they begin to illuminate some of the dark areas of your life. Some of us who work here don't even believe in this shit, but we see its positive benefit and effect as a tool. So why not use something that's intentioned to help you and lift you? And that's pretty much where we are. And people fall off, they do roll off into the bushes, child. But that's okay too, because we teach here that all are loved and lovable, and there are no exceptions to that rule. And the more that you connect with your spirit, the more that you know that you're loved and lovable. And the more that you know that you're loved and lovable, the more you connect with your spirit. And the more you connect with your spirit, the more you know that you're loved and lovable. And the more that you know that you're loved and lovable, the more you connect with your spirit. And the more you connect with your spirit, the more that you know that you're loved and lovable. And the more that you know that you're loved and lovable, the more you connect with your spirit. And then you see, the more you connect with your spirit, the more you know that you're loved and lovable. And once you know you're loved and lovable, then you connect more with your spirit. And then after connecting with your spirit, you know that you're loved and lovable. And after you're loved and I'll chill. But it's a wonderful updraft effect, which we haven't talked about in a while, of this knowing. And I'm grateful for it today. I'm grateful for it every day. It's literally saving my life. On Saturdays in our network, we focus on the color purple, anchoring our wisdom, our tranquility, our intuition, our royalty, our self-respect, our inner regality, our important figure energy. That stuff that makes people go, who does he think he is over there? an important figure, not solely to earthlings, but to all of creation. All of the universe is thinking about me and sustaining me. I am an important figure to the universe. I'm an important energy to those who take in my loved and lovable vibration. And on Saturdays, we choose, in the continuation of Kwanzaa year round, to talk about matters of faith. Faith, according to ancient text, is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's what the good book says. One of them. I read many good books. Tuesdays with Maury was another good book. Okay? But it says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So what do you want in your life right now that you cannot see? What do you want in your life right now that you cannot see? And are you willing to increase your faith in order to see it through? Can you take in fresh air today? Can you focus on how the sunlight, even if it's behind the clouds today, is still shining on you? Can you receive the lessons from Mother Nature? Can you drink your water and mind your business? These are all of the intuitive insights that we try to tap into on Saturdays here in the network while holding tight to our selenite, labradorite, moonstone, amethyst, and clear quartz. These are stones that you can use to focus your energy. The reason why our movements fall apart and our organizations don't grow, the reason why our movements fall apart and the reason why our organizations don't grow is because we're not focused. We're not concentrating our mind power and our energy on the things that we want. What does it hurt to have selenite around in your life to make you remember your connection with your spirit? Remember, we teach here that life is one big circle. You're always forgetting and remembering, forgetting and remembering, forgetting and remembering, forgetting and remembering who you are. All of us are always forgetting and remembering who we are. Why not have the rocks around so that you remember who you are? So some of us here call bullshit on this. We don't believe that there's any power in the rocks. But there's a power in you. And then there's others who believe that the rocks are doing things for them. However you get there, understand and know that you are connected with your spirit today more than ever before. And you're going deeper in that if you choose to. Focusing on the top of the head. Remembering your crown. That's why I covered myself at the top of this live. Because covering my head reminds me that I am walking divinity. So some of the network, which I'm cool with it, I'm not superstitious. Thank God. Oh, who's God? What's God? Thank goodness that I'm not superstitious. And thank goodness now that I've recognized in my life that covering my head, like so many faith traditions, I'm not the first one to do this, and I won't be the last, reminds us that covering our crown allows us to remember our inner divinity. So every time I wrap my head and cover my head or adorn myself in a wig these days, the wig is silly, but my divinity is not. The wig is simply a covering to remind me of my divinity. And we're learning how to, so many people in life are triggered into bullshit. We're learning in Love and Action Network how to trigger ourselves into the goodness that we desire. We're no longer making an enemy of our thoughts. We're no longer overwhelmed by our thoughts. We're no longer uncomfortable with higher power or conversations about divinity. You know, we're chill about it. We're no longer dwelling in anxious energy. The people who hang around Love and Action Network see a decrease in their anxious energy. We don't do anxiety here. We have anxieties that we bring and that we offer up, but we don't dwell in anxious energy. We solve the problems. We remedy the ailments. No longer fearful. Oh, I was so afraid. People will try to make you afraid. People will try to coerce and intimidate you into being afraid so that you don't speak up for yourself. That's what's happening in the world. This ain't on my block. This is the whole global thing. People trying to intimidate, coerce, and make people do what they want them to do. Increasing the conversations on fear, making sure that you get a daily dose through the news or social media of something or someone to be scared of. And then so many of you perpetuate it in your family dynamics and environments. The whole thing is supposed to operate on fear. And that's cute until it doesn't anymore. We're freeing ourselves from depression. When unsatisfaction starts to be the prevailing thought, we start to ask each other in very annoying ways, well, what are you content about? What is actually working out for you, Tara? What is actually working out for you, Dr. Flo? I understand that you're unsatisfied in this moment, and I will hang out here for 5, 10, 15 minutes with you in dissatisfaction and dis-ease, but then where is the ease and the satisfaction in your life? Let's try to turn this thing a little bit. A lot of people, my clients included, they want to just talk about all of the things that do not satisfy them. Of course, that's an easy list to make, right? It's easy to make a list of things that are not to your preference, or, you know, the things that are not right in the world, like bombs being dropped in Gaza. And we call for ceasefire now every day and all day. There's so much to be unsatisfied about. But after you finish saying ceasefire now, and that God does not have chosen people if there's a God at all, what are you going to do to be content with your day? And I know it's a tall drink of water, but I live these principles so as not to get washed away in the BS stream of life. I'm a person who's no longer washed away by the BS stream of life, because I know I'm loved and lovable. I know that I'm honest, open, willing, and available. And I know that in every moment of my life, I have one thing and maybe hundreds of things to be content about, to be grateful about. Very hard to be content in a world of discontented people. You will stick out like a sore thumb in society when you choose to be blissful, when you choose to be whole, when you choose to know and reflect your divinity, when you choose to see the beauty in the world, when you choose to be optimistic. I'm not talking about Pollyanna, meaning that you put your head in the sand and you're like, oh, what war? What genocides? That's how y'all act. What war? What genocides? What child abuse? What family trauma? That's how y'all act. What issues? What commitments? What responsibility? That's how we act, right? But we're not being that way anymore. We're no longer ignoring the obvious. We're applying a skillful optimism to our lives, recognizing that we've been blessed so far. We're also blessed in this moment to dwell in abundance, understanding that abundance is us having what we need as we need it. And so we can be hopeful today and every day, and grateful every day for what we have, while wanting to increase the love vibration on the planet so that the money that's stored up in the bank, in computers, in zeros and ones, biggest farce. The money is no longer sitting in a vault somewhere. It's all zeros and ones in a computer under heavy security and multi backups. And we can't make more of it or disperse the zeros and ones. Release the zeros and ones. Ceasefire now and release the zeros and ones. When was the last time you actually had all of them? I mean, I'm asking the wrong crowd at times, but when was the last time you had all of your money stuffed under your mattress? I've never stuffed money in my mattresses. It was always in zeros and ones. So why can't those zeros and ones be moved into my bank account to lift the love on the planet and to do the Father's or love's business? There's nothing standing in our way. There's nothing standing in our way today or any other day. We will understand and know that the zeros and ones are laid up for the righteous. That the pure of heart will see God. And that includes the abundance of having the resources that we need to do our work. I'm so grateful this week for Love and Action Network and the assistantship and the offering of the resources to lift the work. I told Tara yesterday in Bigo that I wish people would focus more on the work than on the guy called Flo. I wish that we focused more on being present, not annoying and overbearing. That's different. But I know and understand that we are stepping further into the new, where we understand that the zeros and ones and the resources called money is sitting in the bank right now, and someone's looking at it saying, ooh, $50,000. Ooh, $50 million. It's just sitting there. They'll never be able to spend it all. So I understand and know and believe they're going to hand it over to people like me who are going to continue to do this love work and lift this love vibration. Young, gifted, and black as well. Let's read the melody to end out this week. This week's theme in Love and Action Network has been patience. It's day 7 of week 19. If you've got some love to give and a dream to manifest, today would be a wonderful day to start. The author says for day 7, week 19, our theme of patience in Love and Action Network, I broke my finger in a sporting accident, drove to the emergency room, then left impatiently after waiting 3 hours and getting no medical attention. 2 years later, I required a surgery that only partially repaired my injury, and it cost thousands of dollars. If you would have had it set when you originally broke it, it wouldn't be this bad, the doctor patiently explained. Patience might feel like it hurts, but I have a permanently crooked finger to remind me that impatience hurts more. Is Melody still alive? Does anybody know if Melody is still alive? Yeah, she's 75. Oh my God, I will meet her. What a ham. What a real one. Patience might feel like it hurts, but I have a permanently crooked finger to remind me that impatience hurts more. The prayer for this week of our theme of patience as we walk 52 weeks of conscious contact with Melody is help me stop sabotaging myself because I'm too impatient to wait. Teach me to trust your timing, especially when it doesn't coincide with mine. The prayer for the week is help me to stop sabotaging myself because I'm too impatient to wait. Teach me, higher power, to trust love's timing, especially when it doesn't coincide with mine. Especially when it doesn't coincide with mine. Going to land here today with some fables and spells from the writer of Emergent Strategy, our buddy of the work, Adrian Maury Brown, another author who I seek to meet. Today I'm going to end today's session. You can go to lovedandlovable.org to explore more. Today I'm going to end with Love is an Emergent Process, page 10 of Fables and Spells from Adrian Maury Brown's book of short fiction and poetry. The author writes, I stand before my love and let the tendrils unfurl. In every direction I am whole and becoming. Time is one instance examining itself, mirrors seeing each other and blushing into eternity. I am the ant who carries grandfather to the grave in my palms. You lift the next day's meal. Enough for everyone we know, we in rhythm, leaving home and returning on the wind. Love can't look away from itself, vibrating in the cell, fluttering breathless into sustained migration. I feel you. Like dust feels water and remembers the home galaxy, it appears nothing is new, never was, and nothing is truly massive when seen in its wholeness. Until I took this breath repeating the miracle, I didn't know I would say it, could not have known. I look to the sky, I taste the wind on my tongue, and fling myself into the pattern. When I forget, when I think the end is near, I realize my insignificance, as important as yours, and begin to love again. I'm Dr. Flo. I'm loved and lovable, and so are you. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay in your power, stay in your joy. Go to the website through our link in bios, lovedandlovable.org. Check out our team, check out our mission. It's always changing there. I'm adding to it every day. We're building an open site, and it's been an adventure. It's been quite the adventure. But I'm still here. I'm still having fun. We're still here. We're still having fun. And I'm just really, really grateful to be on the planet on Saturday, May the 11th, with all of you in this sound that just loves to come on and off. Stay loved and lovable. See you soon.